Welcome back to the Animation Revaluation Podcast, everyone. I am Lizer, and with me, as always, are Jay and James. What's up, boys?
What's going on?
Y'all, he's Southern now.
Y'all.
Put a little bit of a Southern drawl on it. Let me hear it.
Y'all. I don't know what draw. I don't know what you meant by draw, so I went deeper.
Just put his voice deeper.
Y'all. I think about Rush Hour when he's trying to when Jackie was just trying to say y'all
Oh man. How you boys doing this week?
Pretty good, pretty good. No, it's a Friday.
We do love those. We love Fridays
we
here.
Do. I love Fridays.
Yeah, TGIF.
Yeah.
I've had quite a week actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's just like I think I just found out my dad has Parkinson's, so I was like, oh my god, and he just casually just mentioned it. Like I didn't notice until like Jess mentioned it to me because he was like kind of like I think he was just handing or something, and then he was like shaking, and she just knew right away, and I didn't know. And then like it wasn't until like he said it, I was like, what? And he just casually said, I'm like, what do you mean? And then like just like a lot of things going on with her, and then like her dog like has like well, she had like her dog had like a bacterial infection like on her uterus, like so bad that like they had to remove the uterus.
Thanks.
And then like you know like how some dogs have like that little like outwards like belly button.
Yeah.
So like she had one of those, but like the way that the doctor phrased it, they called it a tumor. And I'm like, a tumor? I was like, that sounds bad. I was like, just remove it. But I guess after removing it and like paying like $2,000 later, like we find out it's just fatty tissue. And now it's just the only thing wrong with her now is just she has like a little heart murmur. So it's just now just to kind of check that out. So she probably is just gonna need medication, but it's not like a solve all be all. It's just kind of like extending. It is, but it's just kind of what it is right now. But apart from that, I mean, it's a lot of things like that going on. A lot of health stuff, and just try to be better. Try to be better, like just in all aspects. But pretty good so far, though. It's just a lot being thrown, a lot of all of this information, all this week, all it's happening. So it's just pretty crazy.
Oh,
But yeah,
That's one hell of a week.
oh,
I know. That's just like that was just like this week.
You said Parkinson's, and I immediately got sad.
yeah. Like we all were in a good mood.
I know. I didn't mean to bring down the mood or anything. It's just,
So you
that's
shouldn't have
just
got
my
into
week.
so much detail. You're just like, yeah, I just
I
found
know.
out some stuff.
Yeah.
It's not
I-
not too great. It's like,
I-
so every time
Yeah.
you tell a story, James, it's either making me uncomfortable or making me sad, and I'm just like, why does he keep going? We could talk
I-
about this later.
I just felt like unloading. I just didn't have a chance. This is so.
No,
there's
it's
a- there's a reason-
understandable.
There's a reason why I was late. I was just seeing my dad. I haven't seen him in a little while, so I just wanted to pay him a visit.
Understandable. Listen, me and you can talk about that later. Jay, search his room for like handguns. Just in case, you know.
Yeah, gotcha.
As for me, I just had an ad playing in the background. As for me, I had a pretty good week actually. I was off from work. I made some new friends. I ordered some glasses today, which was
Oh,
cool. Yeah, I've been trying to set up. So Jay, we live like pretty close to each other.
Correct.
You know the local glasses place, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so they have a website and they're like they text me. It's like, "Hey, it's about time for you to make an appointment. Make it online on our website." You click the
Oh.
website and it says book now, and then you click it and it takes you to like just a directory of like what doctors are available in the area.
Uh-huh.
So I go back to the website again and I like scroll down more and it says like click here now to book appointment, and then right under it it's like has not been established yet. Like we haven't done that part yet.
Eh?
I was like, what the fuck? So it's like, here, call instead. I tried calling for 5 days. I never got in touch with them until the 5th day, in which they answered the phone. And I don't mean like they said hello. They picked it up and just kind of held it there. They didn't say anything. I just heard like them working in the background and then hung up on me. And I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I found out what my prescription was and I went to, not sponsored by the way, but I went to Zenny Optical.
Hey, I was
And-
gonna say.
Yeah, and
I
I put in my script. I got myself a pair of fucking aviators. They look badass as shit. And it cost me like $50 including shipping. And they're gonna send me a blue light laser pointer because they're supposed to block out blue light, so that's like to test it.
Yeah.
Oh. I just need I don't need glasses, but I would like glasses that do that.
Yeah, you can just buy them
What?
on there. Like you don't need a prescription or anything.
Shit, fuck yeah.
Yeah, and it's super like cheap. Like it's good quality stuff. Like it's actual name brand stuff, but they just get it super cheap.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, I have sunglasses from them. They're pretty cool too.
Yeah, dude, I remember back in the day, you used to be super into sunglasses.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I sort of still am. I just don't have the money.
'Cause I think you used to work at a glasses place, right?
I did work at my first.
Don't say the name.
job-
Just don't say the name.
I won't say it, but it was pretty. It was for a factory of one of a well-known popular brand.
Yeah.
And I would get a huge discount from them. So like even now I still would want it. Like I would want that brand and prescription glasses, and like I've been meaning to a while, but like I've been wanting to have like 6-7 pairs of just glasses and sunglasses just for like different outfits and different days and whatnot.
Yeah.
Because I've noticed like if I just have the one pair and they get like scratched up, like it kind of bothers me more now. So like if I just interchange it, I don't think they would get as scratched.
Yeah, because it's like such a major part of the outfit. Because
Yeah.
you have to wear them. Because otherwise I'm fucking blind. So
Yeah.
I had contacts for a while, but
It's just a bit of a. I mean, I don't. I don't mind putting contacts every now and then. It's just the fact of just always like they're not as consistent.
I didn't even have a problem putting them in or anything. It was just my specific prescription on contacts is super fucking expensive.
Oh.
And I was like, nah, I'm good. A month's worth of contacts for me was more than $300.
Jesus.
Yeah, so
My God.
yeah. But anyway, that's not what we're here for. We're here to talk about an anime.
Yes, sir.
So we all this week watched your boy Kongming. Now I do not have a script set up, and I didn't actually rewatch the episodes because I think I mentioned this before, but Jay and I watched I think 1 through 4 like 3 weeks ago or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe longer, I don't know. So all I really did was skim through and then watch episode 5. So forgive me if I don't have every detail here, or I forget somebody's name or something. But basically, we have. You guys know about this place called China?
Never heard of it.
Also never heard of it.
They make really good orange chicken, but that's besides the fact. So in ancient China, if anyone's ever heard of the Three Kingdoms story, if you've played fucking Fire Emblem Three Houses, is kind of based on that. There was this one. Would you say he's like no, he was like a tactician, right?
He's a
He was a
tactician.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's this one tactician. His name was Kongming, and he was the one. He's a tactician, so he's the one who planned like routes armies would take, tactics, and all that kind of stuff. And he was very successful with what he did. So the episode actually starts on his death. Basically, he's lying in bed, surrounded by, I guess, caretakers would be the appropriate word.
Yeah, it's not like really anything in particular to really call them, because back then, people that knew medicine, it wasn't
wizards.
like the greatest. Yeah, basically.
Wizards.
They had like their shamans and like, it's interesting.
Yeah.
But
So he's like surrounded by just like a bunch of those, types of people. And he basically just says to himself, like, I'm dying. It's time for me to go. We lost this battle. Hopefully I will be reborn in a peaceful world. Because that was the whole plan for like the army that he was in, was to basically unite everyone and bring peace to the world. So he's like all old, he's sick, and he's dying. And this is like his dying thought is, I hope to be reborn in a peaceful world. And then camera like pans to the stars and we see like a comet fly by. And for the briefest of moments, you get the badass intro song. And then it cucks you and cuts it off. And we're then shown, let's see, where do I have it at? Ah, yes. We're then shown this guy. So we see Kongming opens his eyes, and this is the first thing he sees, is this dude that's like drunk, passed out in an alley, that looks like a fucking zombie.
I thought he looked like a zombie too.
Yeah, I would have shit myself if like I just died and woke up and saw a zombie in front of me. So he gets up from this alley, he walks out, and he sees like all over the area he's in are people in costumes, in large crowds, all dressed up in costumes, drinking, partying, music is playing. These two guys stop him. They're like, oh, that's Kongming, like, nice Kongming costume. So to us, the viewer, obviously, we're thinking, like, oh, it's Halloween. Everyone's dressed up. It's a themed thing. This guy's a mummy and a vampire.
Yeah.
And to Kongming, who is from ancient China where there was no Halloween or anything like that, he's thinking, I'm in hell. It's time for punishment.
I like I just accepted it too.
Yeah, he was just like, yeah, okay, yeah, I figured as much, you know. But the guys are like, they recognize that he's Kongming, but they think it's a costume. So they're like, oh, nice Kongming costume. Here, take a swig of this, and they give him tequila, and it burns his throat. Which, you know, mood. Same here. That's exactly how I react. I spit fire whenever I drink tequila too.
Yeah, I thought about all the cocktails you guys were drinking the other day, like the sake and the was it the coconut rum?
Yeah. So I'm not exactly sure how. I think the two guys lead him there, but he ends up at this like dive bar where, you know, people are partying still, and there's a performance happening. So he's kind of confused about everything, but, you know, somebody gets on stage, and where is it? He at the time before the person got on stage, he's actually covering his ears because to him the music is too loud. He doesn't like it, you know, whatever it is, he's covering his ears. But this person gets on stage, right? And she's dressed as like an Oni. She has like the demon horns. And like I said, he was covering his ears. I actually have the picture here. Boom. He was covering his ears, and then as soon as she starts singing, he has an epiphany. It just like the music reached into him, and he felt something that he didn't ever feel before. And he just like slowly uncovers, and he's just like mesmerized by her. So he starts calling her the songstress of hell. And I'm thinking like maybe a siren or like a singing succubus would be something you could you know, relate that to.
Yeah.
So she does her performance. She, you know, sings her song. Really great singing in the show, by the way. And they do both Japanese and English singing. It's the Japanese singer doing the English singing, so you can very much tell that it's a Japanese person still. But it still sounds really good, in my opinion, when they do sing English. But he waits for her to do her set. She comes down. He approaches her about, like, oh, songstress of hell, I'll gladly, you know, be your slave or whatever, you know, whatever. She kind of just like waves him off. She thinks he's kind of weird. He's probably drunk. I don't think anything else like really happens that night, but they lock up at the bar because you find out that she's actually working there as more than just a singer. She's like I think she works the counter, right? She makes his drinks and cleans the dishes.
She works the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hostess or something.
Yeah. So they close up. She says like goodbye to whoever was there, and she starts walking. And as she walks by an alley, first off, let me actually show what she really looks like. Where's that at? Boom. This is actually her leaving the bar. She's a little cutie. I instantly fell in love with her character design. Like 100%. I just thought she was adorable.
Plus being blonde is a plus.
Shut up. This is true. But she's walking by and she looks down an alley, and who's there but Kongming, absolutely fucking lost in the sauce, passed out. Like, he has the blush on his face and everything. She tries to like wake him up, and he's just like mumbling gibberish, which is fantastic to me. So we don't actually get to see what happens, but he wakes up in her room, and she basically like felt bad about leaving him out there in the cold and decided to like watch out for him. But when he wakes up, there's nobody around, and we're actually, where is it? We're greeted to this site, which 10 out of 10 anime, by the way. Really appreciated this scene. Honestly, I don't think the show would have been the same without it.
I just wonder if that's a 2-for-1 shampoo and conditioner, or it's just
No, bro, it's 8 in 1. You got shampoo, conditioner, body wash, hair detangler, nose hair trimmer, oil for your car, windshield fluid.
Makes you bald.
Makes you bald.
I think I hear that's in today. All the hip kids are doing it.
I'm not gonna make a bold joke, or else I'll get smacked by Will Smith.
Mhm.
Yeah, but they give her this shower scene, and
I like your cut, Chief.
all right. So she's like humming in the shower, whatever, and he can hear it. So she comes back out, sees that he's awake, and he's basically given this like crash course introduction to current year. He finds out, about smartphones, humidifiers, analog clocks, all that stuff. All the while proclaiming that he is Kongming. She doesn't believe it. She thinks he's just some fucking old dude that's like a little loose in the head. He even says like, I have a wiki page here, look at it. And she actually points out when he says that, like, you're claiming you're Kongming, who is from ancient China, yet you speak Japanese perfectly. So whatever, God or whatever it is that like reincarnated him to this world made it so that he could speak Japanese fluently.
Yeah.
And I think at this point he ends up looking in the mirror and seeing that he's now young.
He's way younger.
Way younger. Here, I actually have that picture. Yeah, he realizes that he's young because his last thought was when he was dying and he was an old man. So now he's back in his prime. So it's not even like he was reborn in this world and like lived a whole life again. Like he was just basically, he kept all his memories, his body was rewound to his prime and just placed like 1,000 years in the future or something like that. Like just out of nowhere. Which I feel would be very jarring, but he handles it pretty well.
Yeah.
And, I think when he's scrolling through the wiki page, he actually sees that like his kingdom ended up falling, so like all their work was basically for nothing, and it gets him in a pretty sour mood, I would say.
Was it his kingdom? As far as I understood, he actually wasn't he the tactician for his lord or something?
Yeah, but I'm saying his kingdom as in like the kingdom he represented.
Yeah.
Like he's not the king, but I'm saying the kingdom he was in. Like
Yeah.
like America's my country, but I'm not president.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So he basically goes into like sad boy hours, and Aiko, who I don't think I mentioned that's her name, the girl, like picks up on this a little bit and decides to start playing a song. And I don't know the name of it, but it's a very mellow, slightly melancholic melody. She plays it on an acoustic guitar and she's singing in English. And I don't know why, but I just absolutely fucking love it. Like, I want this song released digitally, please. I want it as my ringtone. And it seems to be like a song of maybe lost love. And Kongming is listening and like instantly thinks of like his king and I guess the other like generals or whatever they are.
Yeah.
That all fell, and like the kingdom that fell and all that. And he's just like instantly touched. So, long story short, he decides, hey, I couldn't unite the world in peace like I wanted to. So how about I unite the world as much as I can with peace through your music? I will work for you, and I will make you, a popular songstress, popular musician. And that's basically the story of the show, to be honest. like I'm gonna talk more, but if I wanted to make this like a really short episode, I would say like that's it right there. Like he just does things from here on to make her the top musician, basically. But they find out that they have one big problem, and that is that he has no money because he has no job. So how is he going to afford a place to live? How is he going to afford food? All the necessities. So Aiko says, hey, I'm working at this bar that you were at. Let's go check that out. So that's when we meet the boss.
The boss.
Before I say anything, how do you guys feel about the boss?
Love him.
he's a big history buff.
Yeah. So he looks like the first time we see the boss, he's just sitting down reviewing like I guess a resume that they made for Kongming, and he just looks like he'd be part of the Yakuza. Like he's this hard ass, like blonde hair, slicked back. He's in a suit. Like he looks like he was gonna fucking cut a bitch, basically. And he's like, "Oh, so you're claiming you're Kongming, huh? So if you're Kongming, why did you do this?" And he's like talking about this time that Kongming had to like sacrifice someone for the greater good, basically, and asking why he did it. And Kongming, gives him a reasoning. And the guy turns out to be a huge fan of history, not just history though, but specifically the Three Kingdoms. And he goes from like badass Yakuza style guy to just like
History nerd.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh my god, yeah, anytime you want to talk about it, like please just talk to me. Like I'm absolutely open for this anytime." It's like talking to me about Booba. Like 100%.
It's pretty crazy how some because Kongming, a guy from the Three Kingdoms, and then he meets a guy who like specifically knows
Yeah,
a
like
lot.
everything about the Three Kingdoms. But keep in mind that he doesn't actually believe that Kongming is Kongming. He just thinks that this is like maybe somebody cosplaying who is also really into it. But he's like, "Fuck it, I always wanted a worker who's into the Three Kingdoms. You're hired. You're gonna be working the bar mixing drinks." So that's exactly what happens. He's working in the bar mixing drinks. And they're like, "All right, don't worry about, messing up. We're going to take it slow, right? Here's how you do this. Here's how you do that. Oh no, some people are coming. All right, so you take it easy. I'll handle it." And then he's just fucking like mixing drinks like nothing. He's like juggling bottles and putting out stuff super quick. I think at one point he puts out a drink like as soon as the person says what they wanted.
I love that.
I think they asked for like a fuzzy navel or something, and by the time they finish saying navel, he just
navel.
Yeah, orange navel.
He said orange, and right before he said navel, he just gave it to him. I was like, what the fuck? But I think like it's because I think when I saw that scene, like I noticed that from when it started, like the party or whatever was going on, the club, it was already midway already.
Yeah.
So like I figured just because like I the only way he could have maybe even done that is just like he's just paying attention to like who's coming and he's just reading the room.
So he just says like this is easier than serving tea. So I don't know what serving tea was like back in like ancient China, but goddamn. That's like next level shit, bro. He's doing better than like the alcohol robots that you see now, like the bartender robots.
Oh, yeah.
he's juggling bottles. In this picture, he has fucking 3 hands because he's moving so fast. He's creating after images.
That's true.
My guy's a Naruto character, bro. But while doing this, he's also being taught about like music. So he's finding out like, I think he says like, "Hey, this music playing now is slower than the music that you were playing last night." So he finds out about BPM, and like the clubs will usually start out with a slower BPM and then like amp it up so that the crowd gets amped up as time goes on, blah blah blah.
Break it down.
Bro, guest star Lucio in season 2. Let's fucking go. I'm ready for it. Give me the frog man, please. I guess in a way that this is also kind of slightly educational in a way, because they do teach about music a little bit.
Like that.
Yeah. So Eiko goes up, she performs another song, he falls in love with her all over again, basically. And while she's performing, the boss comes out and tells him like it's such a shame that she's wasting her talents here. She can do so much more. Like I really believe that she can make it. And is it here that we find out about like how she ended up at the bar?
From what I
Yeah.
remember, all I remember from that scene is just she was just complaining that she only had 100 followers, and I was like, bro, I was like, a lot of followers.
Bro, I don't even have 100 followers yet. What the fuck? Hey, everyone watching, how about you go tell your best friends to go follow Lizerville, please? Don't actually. I don't know if I can handle having that many followers.
I'm doing well so far, but
because I'm trying my best not to think about it.
Yeah.
At some point, she tells the backstory of how she ended up at the bar. So she actually says that she doesn't go into too much detail. I don't know if the show ever hits it, but in the manga they definitely got to the part where she goes into more detail. But basically, she was on a school field trip. They were going to be taking the train, and right there it says I was in a bad place mentally. So I'm gonna let everyone watching or listening connect the dots. I'm not gonna say what she attempted for TOS purposes, but yeah. And the boss was actually there and like stopped her from doing it, and brought her in to his bar and was like, watch this one show, like with this one performance, and if you still want to do this, then that's on you. And I think it's actually an American performer, and it just instantly captivated her. It became like her favorite musician, and that's kind of what set her off on wanting to do music. Again, it goes more in depth at a later time as to like why she felt that way and all that, but you know, that's a later time. That's not within the 5 episodes. But I really like that. That's some character depth. You're finding out like she doesn't want to do music just because it's the popular thing, or she thinks it's gonna make her money or something like that. Like she has a reason for it. It ignited something in her. So yeah. So the boss actually gets them tickets to go see a show, and at like another bar or nightclub or something. And they go, and Aiko's super excited because a singer she really likes is there. And let me see if I have a picture. Yep. That singer is Mia, who can be seen here with her manager, Slim Shady. And Mia is on stage very, I guess, seductive, you could say. Like she has a lot of, you know, gyrations in her movement. She's wearing tight, slightly more revealing clothing. I think at one point, like, one of the dancers ends the dance by like grabbing her titties or something like that. So you get the type of like musician she is. And Aiko's just fucking loving it. She says something along the lines of like, I wish I could see her. And Kongming is just like, all right, let's go. Just no care in the world. He's like, we'll do it. So they just walk up. I guess there's no fucking security in this place. They just walk up, knock on the door. The manager opens, like, hey, this is a fan of hers. Can we see her? And the guy's just like, yo, there's like a cosplayer guy here. Like, you wanna talk to him? And they talk to Mia, and Aiko is just basically like, hey, I'm a small time musician myself. I'm working on stuff. I really like what you're doing. I really love your music. You know, just being a fan, like introducing herself. And the girl's like, oh, show me, you know, whatever the equivalent of this show is for like Twitter or Instagram. And she sees that she has like barely 100 followers or whatever. It's like, oh, how about you come do this show with me next week or whatever it is. And Aiko's like super happy about this. She's like, oh my god, this is my big break, blah blah blah. But actually, this is where we find out that Mia's a fucking bitch and is setting it up so that Aiko will basically have an empty dance floor while she performs, which I think I have a picture. Yep, here we go. Because they're going to be performing at the same time. So some no-name nobody performing at the same time is like, you know, up-and-coming pop star. Who would you go to, you know? So she has this empty stage. She's feeling a little depressed, but she's like, oh, maybe more people will come as time goes on. And there's what, like 6 people there? And they're mainly just like, yeah, this sucks, we're gonna go. Before she even started singing, she's like, yeah, it's dead down here. And everyone's going up to Mia. So Kongming has the brilliant idea, and this is something that happens pretty much every arc in the show, is that they have, you know, the art of war, or like the, what is it, 36 stratagems?
Yeah, they said 36 stratagems. They even said like he had like 1,000,000 IQ.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's fucking insane.
Basically, like all these old tactics that the generals used to use back in like Kongming's day, he's adapting for like current day issues. So like for this specific issue, he's going up to Mia's floor where she's performing, telling people like, hey, come down here, we're giving away free drinks. He is giving them free drinks, but what he's done is like stationed identical booths and guards on like where the bathroom is and where the stairs are, and swapped the plaques that say like bathroom and stairs. So the people will walk around, see stairs, go in, it's a bathroom, walk around again. It's like, oh, this is the bathroom though. So where's the stairs? And they're just getting lost basically. And he just keeps luring people down. And it gets to a point that he doesn't even have to do it anymore because Aiko's starting to perform. Everyone's falling in love with her. They're going crazy. It's like, fuck that. I'm not even going to look for the exit anymore. I'm just going to stay here. And basically by the end of it, Mia has nobody left at her performance. Everyone is now at Aiko's. And let me show you the full stage. They do this really cool like 360 shot that I wish I could show, of just like the camera going around her as she's performing. You see like the whole crowd just going off, and I freaking love it. Why is there another ad playing?
It was like a 360 panoramic thing.
Bro, I have Spotify open and I'm not playing anything, and every once in a while it's playing an ad.
Yes, it.
Like, I don't want to close it because I was listening to a song, and I don't want after the podcast is done, I'm gonna like go back to the song. So yeah, she basically gets the whole crowd on her end, and that pisses me off to no avail. And she like promises revenge, but we don't have to worry about that right now because you don't see Mia again for the rest of the 5 episodes. Fuck that bitch. Anyway, this goes very well for Aiko, and she starts getting a lot more followers, people listening to her stuff, people requesting her to do original songs, and it's kind of agreed like, hey, maybe you should. And she actually starts to get so many views and so much more popularity than she had before that she's actually able to, or well, I guess Kongming is able to apply for like this I don't even know if they gave it a specific name, but it's like a summer festival. Like,
yeah, they got a booth or a tent at this festival.
Yeah.
For a specific time block.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a picture of the tent. It's like tucked away in a corner. It's hidden by a tree. Yeah. It's like the shitty one that they give to like all the newcomers, basically. But you know, she's mainly just excited that she even was able to get this opportunity. You know, she never thought that this would happen. So they're like, okay, we have to make this the best thing possible. But right next to them is a relatively popular like boy band performing. And
an up and coming band.
Yeah. They're like ready to do tours and everything. As a matter of fact, I think the day after that show they were going to do a tour, or they were going to kick off their tour. So the main worry is that like people are going to be drawn to them instead of to Aiko. And as a matter of fact, the singer of the band, which I don't remember his name, apologies if they said it, he comes to introduce himself basically. He sees, I think, Kongming like putting lights up on the tree.
Yes.
And he's like, you know, nice to meet you. I'm from, you know, blah blah blah, right there. But before he could really say anything, boss comes running out and it's like, hey, our equipment's not working. So they start panicking. He just kind of like slyly smiles and walks away. And I remember Jay, you and I were like, oh fuck this dude. He like sabotaged them.
Oh, that's what I thought too.
Yeah. Not the case. So they're going crazy trying to figure out like how to fix everything. Aiko's kind of panicking, like giving herself a pep talk behind the tent or whatever you want to call it. And you know, this boy band is you know, rocking out on stage, everyone's going crazy for them or whatever. And this is actually where we find out that this was actually part of Kongming's plan. He told the boss, hey, tell the DJ or whatever to pretend like our equipment isn't working, and then at the right time say it's working again, and we'll really kick things off. So he saw, to long story short, he saw that the singer guy, had like an irritated throat. He knows that their most popular song is very harsh on the throat, and that since they're going to be doing a tour, he's not going to mess up his throat right now. He'll save the good song for when they do their own personal tour. So he waits until they're about to end their set. They're about to announce something. Boom. Aiko's stuff goes off. She starts singing, draws all the attention away, basically. At first, people were like, oh, that fucking bitch. Oh my god, I hate her. She's taking the attention away from my boys, BTS forever. And then they actually listen. And then they actually listen to the song, and they're like, oh, you know what? This is actually pretty good. And they all, like, slowly start to, head that way. And the guys just kind of give up. What?
I mean, that honey thing was pretty good.
Wait, what happened, Jay?
Basically, so the crowd had like demanded that they wanted to hear like their most like recent song.
Yeah, the one that would fuck up his voice.
Yeah,
Midday.
and they were like, "Fuck," and the band was like, "We can't do that. Well, we're gonna end it here."
Yeah, they don't even give a reason. Just like, nah.
No. And that was like, I guess, like the biggest like turn off for the crowd. The crowd was not having it.
Yeah, so they all just like went to Aiko instead. So, she does her performance and everything. It goes off amazingly. And the band basically like pulls up on Kongming. And it's like the singer is in front of him. And then like the two other dudes, I don't know what they play or what they do, are behind him. I'm like, is my boy about to get jumped? Like, what the fuck's happening here? And it really looks like that for a while. And he just comes out, like, they're arguing about, like, you did this on purpose, this was a setup, blah, blah, blah. And he just basically offers them this, like, honey mixture thing.
Yeah. It's something he Googled. I kind of want to know what it is, though, because it looked pretty good.
It wasn't even, like, something he Googled. It was, like, something...
Like a recipe, right?
Yeah, it's something that they would make in his time. To soothe.
Remedy.
Yeah, and he actually like put the recipe up on like, I don't know, like fucking Pinterest or whatever it is.
Oh yeah,
and that,
he uploaded it.
He uploaded it. And he was like, oh my god, you're getting a lot of hits. So the singer actually doesn't want to take it. He doesn't trust Kongming. But I think like the drummer, I want to say he is like fuck it out.
Definitely do.
Yeah, so the first guy
had, like, a shitty appetite, it had like a shitty like beginning taste, right? And then like a
well, they all took it differently. So the first guy, he slurps it down, and just like it looks like he immediately fucking dies. And he's like, oh, that's not that bad actually. It's like a weird aftertaste, but whatever. Second one takes it and has kind of like the opposite effect. He's like, he likes it he doesn't like it at first, but then it's good. And the other one likes it at first, and then it's bad. And they're like, dude, just try it, whatever. So the singer finally caves in and takes a swig and is instantly like O-facing. And it's like, oh my god, I can feel it coating my throat. Oh, it's the best thing ever. And I was like, phrasing, please. There are children around.
Did you guys notice he drank it before he gave it to them because he didn't want to think like it was poison or anything?
Yeah.
Like more sabotage. He kind of just did that.
That he liked to prove it. Yeah, he poured it in like a plate and drank from the plate.
Yeah.
So he basically like helps them, and they're very appreciative, but they're still like, trying to be like little badasses about it. Keeping their image. And he actually brings up like, I actually listened to some of your stuff, and then I have a T-shirt here. I was hoping you could sign for me. It's like I really like the older stuff you did, where you guys were more wild. It seems like you care too much about the image now, and not enough about the music you're producing. So he kind of makes them like change their outlook on their own music. So he like benefited them as well. They really took that to heart, but they still tried to play the like we're little badasses thing and like ran away.
I like this quote that he said though. He's like, it doesn't matter about the stage. It's just like just being there and singing or something.
Yeah.
That's what I got.
Yeah. So basically everything works out in the end. Episode kind of ends there. And then the next episode opens with the introduction of Mr. Condo. And there's not too much to say about this episode. It's just this guy, Mr. Condo. As it says right there in the picture, he's the most influential person in the music festival world. And he's basically sitting there silently as his assistant talks for him and says basically, Aiko did very well. We're very impressed, especially since that was like basically the sabotage booth that like no one ever survives. We're gonna give her two options. Option one is a festival of the same size happening later this year. She's invited to come sing there. Option two is a much bigger festival with like, I think they said 300,000 people will be in attendance, and it's like only the top of the top perform there. So choose which one you want. So Aiko's like, oh my god, well, you know, if you'll have me, obviously I'll take the bigger one. And they're like, wait, hold on. In order to do this, you need to get 100,000 likes on a video or on like some kind of post online, and that will qualify you to actually take part. So she's hesitant. She's like, the most I've ever gotten is like just over 1,000. How am I gonna get 100,000? And Kongming is just like, we can do it. Don't worry about it. So huh?
I think we should do it too.
Think what, we should get 100,000 likes?
Yeah, like do that because it was like a challenge.
Yeah.
And I was like, we should do that. I think that'd be cool. Do
Yeah,
that
sure. Go
challenge.
ahead. I'll edit it for you. You make something that'll get 100,000 likes. Go ahead, man. I believe in you.
We could do it.
No, we. There's a lot of we happening here. I don't want nothing to do with this.
Speaking
What?
French?
Who's we? But he basically reassures her like, hey, I believe in you. It's possible. Don't worry about it. So she takes it. She takes the deal, and basically the rest of the episode is just her panicking about it, wondering how they're gonna deal with that. Kongming takes her around to like nightclubs and stuff. He abandons her at one point. She gets mad. And he's just basically like, the way I took it is he's trying to like inspire her. I don't know if you guys took it the same way.
Oh,
Yeah.
that one guy? Yeah.
What?
Yeah?
That one guy, Kongming, the main character?
No. Oh no, like the guy I didn't catch his name, but the guy you have in the picture.
No, I've already moved past him.
Oh, my bad.
I was saying Kongming took her out, like showed her different places and stuff, listened to different music with her, took her out eating. Like I feel like he was trying to like inspire her, like get those creative juices flowing, basically.
Yeah.
A little bit. I did remember that. I feel like after that part, I feel like he kind of like, I got kind of like the opposite read, kind of like he kind of like pushed away a little bit, just kind of like concentrated on, just because it seemed like a big enough like task. Like it was like a hard. I mean, he said it was a difficult thing to do. It's not an easy thing to get like a, whatever it was, like 100,000 likes. So
Yeah.
he just went straight to work. So I mean, like I would have made it seem like he had totally confidence in her.
Yeah. And that's how she took it too. And then he explained later, like everything he was trying to show her. And basically what they've decided is that they're going to work on an original song for her. And I gotta say, guys, I was super excited for this, because when Jay and I watched the first 4 episodes, like all those weeks ago, we stopped. We were like, this shit is good. We're gonna continue it at another time, because I don't want to rush through it all right now and then have no more to watch.
Correct.
So I was like, okay, totally agree with. I will hold off. I did not hold off. I started reading the manga. And in the manga, there's no words that she's singing. It just says that she's singing. It'll just show her singing. Like, there's no speech bubbles or anything for her. So I had no idea what this song was about or anything. So actually getting to see it done in the anime and see like what kind of song she's singing, really, really good. Because light spoilers, there's a point where her mother hears the song and just kind of breaks down. And I'm reading that and I'm like, what fucking kind of song is this? I need to know. So getting to hear like snippets of it as like a demo so far in this episode, I'm hyped for what's gonna be the end result. Because she performs it like, at least from what I've read so far in the manga, she performs it like 4 times. and each time it's evolved into a slightly different song.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I'm super hyped for that. But then we get to episode 5. Episode 5, I feel like, again, not much to say about this episode. This is the one that we're introduced to Kaveh, or just Kaveh for short. And he's this gloomy looking dude, long black hair, sickly looking, skinny, walks around with a hoodie. He's actually a rapper. He just like walks around town like making rhymes and stuff. So we see him walking around. He's just like, you know, whatever he's looking at, he's making a rap about it. And basically, yeah. He is a battle rapper. That is his backstory. We find out that, you know, he would do basically the whole Eminem 8 Mile storyline. But then one day he just like collapsed on stage, and he's just been paranoid since then that it's gonna happen again, and he feels like he's not worthy. And he actually has this one guy that he defeated in a battle that's like tracking him down, and it's like, dude, you gotta face me again. And he's kind of like a thug looking guy.
Kung Fu.
Sekitoba Kung Fu, yeah.
I like that he was named Kung Fu.
Yeah, it's like he's wearing like a bandana, and he has like tattoos going up his neck and everything. He looks like a hard ass type of guy. And he's just basically like trying to force him back into the game, and our boy doesn't want anything to do with it. And he runs away, gets home. He's like a package there from his mom that has like food in it, and he starts rapping about the food package, like he's writing down lyrics. Realizes what he's doing, gets mad, crumbles up the paper, throws it away, but he misses, so obviously he's not making it into the NBA anytime soon.
Damn.
Yeah, right. Shame. And then the guy, Sekitoba Kung Fu, is like texting him, like, where'd you go? You gotta battle me, blah, blah, blah. He's just like, I don't want to deal with this. Decides to go to the laundromat, clean some clothes, you know, do his thing. And you guys have any guesses on who's at the laundromat?
Kongming.
You got it. Wow, Kongming is there in a fucking tracksuit as he like washes his like ancient Chinese like gown that he wears, and just like basically gives this guy, you know, ancient Chinese wisdom basically. Tells him, you know, to come check out the bar. They're gonna be having like a rap thing there, blah blah blah. And the guy's like, I don't want nothing to do with that, but you know, he still ends up going. And that's kind of where the episode just ends, like on a cliffhanger there. He shows up, he starts seeing things, and that's kind of it.
I forgot to take his meds.
Yeah. Spoiler, it's not a bad thing that he forgot to take them.
No.
And that's it. That's our show. That's the 5 episodes.
Shit.
Yeah.
It went by pretty quickly.
Yeah. All in all, man, I really enjoy this show. I'll be the first to do my rating this time, and say like this show, honestly, for me, I want to say right off the bat, like 9 out of 10. Instantly. I like the storyline. I like the characters. There's not a single character so far that like I don't want to see progress in the storyline. Even ones that I don't like Mia, I still want to see more from her. The songs are amazing. The fucking opening theme song, my god, I love it. I never skip it. I just really enjoy the show. And I think not the next arc after the rap one, but the one after that, getting to see that, I would say that that's a 10 right there. That would make it a 10 out of 10. What about you guys? Who's next?
Look at Soko. I guess I'll start with the rating, and then I guess after that. If I had to rate it, I'll rate it like a B plus, like 8. Oh wait, I guess not a B. That's not a B plus. That's just a solid straight B. In general, I love the music like a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I want to say like the music And like the way that they explain the music and everything, and the like the story and like the characters, that what brought it. It's like so much. Like not so much. I think it's certain like when like the music was going on, that's why they put the budget in the animation. I don't know if you
Yeah,
took
no,
notice.
it definitely takes a uptick. Yeah,
Like in like certain slow aspects, you could tell where like the budget went. And like I did notice that. I was like, oh, I mean, like I understand. Like they're saving money where they can.
for sure. Yeah.
But like I did, like right when like you would see the moments when she was singing, or like the lead up to it, or like when they were like doing the lights and everything. Like I learned a lot from like when they were explaining all the music, and then like you touched up on a little bit, but I wanted to touch a little bit more about when that one I forgot her name, the one chick, that one that like hated Aiko.
Mia.
Yeah, Mia. Um, she, when Kongming was watching her, he kind of just realized the way that she would sing, or when she was started singing, is the tempo of the room when she was started singing. It wasn't really like I don't know if you guys remember. It's kind of like he was just kind of like pointing out that like the when she started singing, it didn't match the tempo of the room, I guess.
Yeah, or of the previous song.
Yeah, so like it was kind of a little bit off compared to like I guess when Aiko does it, and then like she took control of the room after that, and that's why she's popular, because she knows how to control a room, even though like she may not be able to like read a room very well.
Well, they actually
Um,
said that the reason that she said it, the reason that it started off slow was because the owner of the bar requested it that way, and then said that she could change it later.
okay.
Yeah, so that's not like actually something she wanted to do.
Okay. That makes sense. Never mind. I just noticed that. I was just like, I really loved Kongming in general.
Yeah, he's a really funny
He's
character.
he's a very fun character. It's just that kind of concept of bringing like somebody from like the past and bringing a present time. There's a lot of material to use and that kind of thing.
Oh, for sure.
And like it like a lot of it is just so funny. It's like, oh my god, is this a smartphone? I think about that one scene
How
where
are there
the
so many
meme.
high quality pictures on such a small book?
Yeah. It's just like the little comedy, kind of like we were saying, like, oh yeah, this must be hell. like, like I guess like somebody in the past, like a lot of these kind of things would look like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But overall, like I did enjoy it. Like I did enjoy it a lot.
I will say I'm a little upset, I guess you could say, that they didn't include in the manga at the end of every chapter or every volume, I guess, was a mini short story about Kongming searching for an apartment. And he has this very specific thing in mind, and he goes to like a realtor or whatever that will walk around the city with him and show him the different apartments and basically terrorizes her with all his demands. And it's
Mm.
super funny, and I wish they would have included it.
I was wondering where he's staying. Where does he spend his
He
days?
actually stays at the bar. He lives with Boss, and they just talk about Three Kingdoms all day, according to the manga.
Oh, okay. I was like, does he have a bed? Does he have a room? Or does he just like talk the entire time? I was like, does he sleep?
Right, Jay?
Alrighty. So, right off the bat, I can give It's Your Boy Kongming a 9 out of 10.
Yeah!
God, the intro's so good.
The squad listening
is
to Chitty Chitty Bang Bang
Yeah,
for the
literally.
1,000th time.
Literally.
It's an
And
easy song to do.
Yeah.
I mean, dance. I use dance on it.
I found all the characters, even though the ones that you really meant to hate, to be very likable
Yeah.
still. The music itself is great, whether it's Eiko singing or just even Mia singing. Just I didn't think it would have this many like fucking slap.
Yeah, even the boy band was like good to listen to.
Yeah, I was like, wow.
I'm
You know,
actually
it's very uncommon.
I'm actually worried that the rap is gonna be kind of shitty. And then
I've been spoiled by like good rap, so
yeah, and then I didn't mention this, but James, I think not this rap arc, but the arc that takes place after that. I think you would like the characters introduced there. I don't know why, but for some reason I just think of you.
Is it in the anime, or do they show it in the anime, or do they show it in the manga, or do you don't know?
Well, I'd imagine it's in the first season of the anime because they're in the intro. So.
Okay, I'll check it out. I stopped like I didn't get the just because everything going on. I got to like halfway at 5, so like where I stopped is right when like he was at the laundromat.
Oh.
That's exactly where I stopped, and I didn't get to catch up. But it seems like it like from what you're saying that it does pick up. So I definitely want to see and check it out from there.
Yeah, I think you just like those characters from that arc. But what else were you gonna say, Jay?
I really liked just the flow and the feel of the anime itself was very fluid.
Yeah.
Very engaging. There never really was a dull moment, to say the least. Because even with the just it being historical, I really like.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So this anime has a little bit for like everyone in here, and it's great.
Yeah.
I do appreciate it, and I would advocate go watch this ish.
Yeah. So everyone liked it. Will everyone be planning to continue?
Yeah, it was pretty
I
good.
will.
Yeah.
Maybe
think-
got me to like try out my garage band app that I try to do some songs with.
I think if I'm not mistaken, they've already confirmed season 2.
Oh,
If I'm not mistaken, I might have been reading something else and just gotten confused. Who knows? I'm kind of dumb like that.
if it comes out, comes out.
Yeah, I mean, I really hope so. This was pretty popular, and they're definitely not done with the storyline of the manga yet. So there's still plenty more. I want to see the arc with the mom. That one fucking hits. Also, in the arc after the rap arc, we get to see fucking anime Steve Aoki.
Nice.
Yeah. And they reference him like throwing cakes at his crowd and stuff like that.
Oh my.
And he's actually just a main character. Or no, a main character for that arc.
Yeah, that's fun. That's funny.
I'm excited to see it. I'm glad that you guys liked it. I was waiting so long to do this one. I wanted to do it my last time, but I just couldn't pass up the 69 being the sex anime.
It was just funny. Yeah. Funny number.
Yeah, funny number, haha. But I'm glad you guys liked it. Anything else anyone wanna talk about or add about the show or anything else at all?
I'm Gucci.
James?
No, I mean it was in overall it's pretty good. Like I didn't even know like you were gonna do like this music like recommendation like anime.
Yeah.
Like cause like I was already fiddling like with like how to like make a song like just cause why not? And then like you made me then you show me the show that like it's all about music and explaining it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I needed this.
Catch James after streams being like, it was the story of a girl.
I don't even know that song.
Oh my god, that hurts me. She cried a river and drowned the whole world. You don't know that song?
I don't know that song.
What the fuck?
I know.
Yeah.
You can show me.
I'll let you suffer without it. Alright, so what are we watching next week, boys?
So, my whole great deal of having animes and about Monster Girls in specific. We're going for the third one to be mentioned, and we're gonna be watching a little something that I actually stumbled upon by accident. Ended up reading the manga, and found out it got animated that same year, and I was like, wow. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And so we're gonna be watching Monster Girl Doctor.
I've actually never heard of this one. But of course, it's a fucking Lamia. I should know. I should know whenever I speak to you. You mention Monster Girls, it's gonna be a fucking Lamia.
Yeah, I think I saw a little bit. Like I didn't see a little bit, but I did like see like what was it called? What was it like when they show like a premiere of an anime like
It's
far
like a
in the future?
preview.
Yeah, it was a little preview. Like I saw a little preview of it.
Actually,
but, like
this
I never caught up on it.
this human character does look kind of familiar to me.
Yeah, it's
That's a
funny
very
you say
generic
that.
picture. That's a very generic picture. Like,
No,
I
just
seen-
like the actual like outfit and like I feel like I've seen this exact like just without the snake
No.
girl. Like
I've
him in this
shown you-
stance and everything.
Yeah, I've shown you a picture of him like maybe once or twice.
The way you say that makes me wonder what kind of picture it was.
Huh? It was completely normal.
When you
Oh,
say normal, do you mean
Yeah.
normal by our usual DM standard or like normal?
No, I mean like normal to society standards.
Right, we do live in one of those.
Yes, sir.
So what is this called again? Monster Girl Doctor?
Monster Girl Doctor, yes.
Alright, so tune in for when we talk about Monster Girl Doctor next week. And I posted it earlier on Twitter, but in case you don't follow me there, feel free to hit me up on Twitter and let me know if you have any recommendations, because I'm actually not sure what I want to do for my next turn. So why not? Why not take some recommendations from chat? You know?
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind also doing a recommendation. I do have a good one that I have in mind.
Is it Disney?
It is not Disney. It's
Thank
actually
fucking God. Is it PBS?
it's a little 360 from what we've been doing, but it's still animated.
It's 360, so that means it comes in a full circle and it's exactly what we've already been doing.
Oh, you know what?
Or
I
an
did
Xbox.
One
Or an
80.
Xbox.
A whole 180. When you made the 360, it's like, wait, that is a circle.
Alright, well, be prepared for next week, guys. More Monster
Yes,
Girls coming in.
sir.
What kind of show is this? Like, am I allowed to watch this in public?
I don't remember.
Fuck. Alright, tune in next time, guys.
I can see you in later.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye, guys.
See you next time.
See you next time.